Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in part 5 of our How to Play Core Space series, we'll be looking at the order of play. In the previous 4 videos, we've covered everything you need to know up to and including setting up a game. But now it's time to move on and look at the order of play. Each mission is played in a series of rounds, during which all characters on the board will get to act. Each round is broken down into the following phases: Hostility, Trader, Purge, NPC, and Assessment. Let's look at the Hostility phase first. As the game goes on, Purge interference will increase as they become aware of your presence. In this phase, start by adding 1 black peg into the first empty space on the Hostility tracker. It's important to note that in multiplayer games, you must add 1 peg for every 3 crews, rounding up. So you'd add 1 peg per round with 1 to 3 crews, and 2 pegs per round with 4 to 6 crews. Next, the player with the turn counter draws an event card. Random events may help or impede the player's progress. Some are merely a nuisance, but others can be deadly, and you will need to be ready for them. Depending on the current hostility level, the card may have different effects. Resolve all the effects detailed for the current hostility level. Once the card is resolved, place it in a discard pile to the side of the board, face up. If the deck ever runs out, shuffle the discard pile to make a new deck. It's important to note a few things about the event deck, and the first is that if you draw an assistance card, and these will be found in various core space expansions, do not show the other players. These cards are kept by the player with the turn counter to use later. The second is if a card allows multiple players to make an action, the player with the turn counter goes first, proceeding clockwise. Third, if there is no target for a rule, the rule has no effect. If part of a card's text can be resolved, but not all of it, resolve as much as possible and then discard the card. If, for any reason, no part of a card's text can be resolved, for example, a card that moves a civilian when there are none, ignore the text. If there is an icon at the end of the paragraph, it will be used to place a new NPC instead, if that's possible. The NPC will arrive as detailed on pages 34 and 39 of the rulebook as normal, and we're going to cover this in a later video. Whether an NPC is placed or not, shuffle the unresolved card back into the deck and then draw another. The next phase in the order of play is the Trader phase, and in the Trader phase, players will take turns to activate their traders. We're going to go into a huge amount of detail about the Trader phase in the next video. The third phase is the Purge phase, and in the Purge phase, new Purge constructs will arrive on the board, and then the Purge will attack. Again, this is going to have a video all of its own later on. The fourth phase is the NPC phase, and in the NPC phase, all other NPCs controlled by the game, such as civilians and the Galactic Corps, will act. And again, there'll be a video on this too. And now we're on to the fifth and final phase of the order of play, which is the Assessment phase. And in the Assessment phase, the board is tidied up, ready for the following round. There are 3 things we need to do, and the first is that all activation counters are removed. Number 2, any other effects that state they happen at the end of the round will happen now. And then number 3, the turn counter is passed to the next player, moving clockwise around the table. They will be in control for the following round. That brings us to the end of the video for the order of play, and so now we know the order of play, let's take a look at the Trader, Purge and NPC phases in detail. So come and join me for the next video where we'll work through the Trader phase. Everything we go through in this How to Play Core Space video series is taken from the Core Space rulebook, and you can buy this separately or find it as part of the Core Space starter set. And if you haven't got this set already, then I can highly recommend it, and I've done a video where I've unboxed all the contents and gone through it in loads of detail so you can see exactly what's included and a little bit about the game. So if you'd like to check that out, I'll put links in the description below to Battle Systems website where you can get all their products, but also Element Games where you can save up to 20%. And you can also watch videos on how to build the terrain and all the different components that come with it. And then I've done another video where we go through all the tokens and cards in lots of detail too. I've also done videos where you can learn how to paint both Ariana and all the other miniatures that come in that core set. So check out those videos if you're interested in painting your miniatures, and I can highly recommend doing that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and it'd be great to see you in the next video of the series. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'll be great to see you there.